Hey guys, welcome back to Pokemon Club with Sim. This is it. We get to learn to play the game today. Yay! It's finally here. We've done so many lessons over the last few weeks and it's time. We get to play and hopefully win. So today I brought my Blastoise deck that I showed you during deck making day, and that way you know what I'm showing you and you know the Pokemon really well. They're super famous and popular and they're really easy to see. So let's get started. First things first, make sure you shuffle your deck really well, because if you don't and you have like a bunch of energies piled up, then you won't get any Pokemon and you'll just get energies and you'll be stuck. And then your opponent will probably win. So let's make sure we're shuffling really well. I'm using sleeves, so they just kind of like slide in really easily. But when I'm not using sleeves, I like to shuffle them by the corners because I'm weird about my cards. I don't like to bend them. So I kind of just do that and then push them together. And that's the way I like to do it. You can shuffle any way you like. They're your cards. And once they're all really well shuffled, we're going to put them in the deck spot on our board, which is to the right of us. All right. I actually know that you don't have a board in front of you, so it's going to be kind of difficult, but I brought something fun. This is the very first board ever released in Pokemon. So this came out when I was a kid. It's kind of big, but you can kind of see it. There's an opponent side and a my side, and you get to pick a side, and it shows like all your deck boards, your prize cards, and the battlefield. Super fun. It is very old, so I'm very careful with it, and I don't use it very often. All right, so the first thing we need to do to start battle is to put your deck in the deck side, which remember is to the right, and then you draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you can look at your cards, they're yours. And I'll show you what I have. This is okay. I only got 1 energy, so it's not super great. Okay. So I'll show you what I have. I don't have an opponent, so I'm not worried about anyone seeing my cards and changing their minds. So I have a Squirtle, which is what I really want. That way I can start the battle with a basic Pokemon. I also have a Blastoise, so I only have to work a little bit to get its middle evolution. And I have 1 energy, which allows my Squirtle to attack. And I have a bunch of trainer cards that help me get more energy and more cards on the table. So now, here to start. If you are playing against somebody, remember that you have to play 1 Pokemon that you're going to start battle face down so they can't see it. Then, if you have any more basic Pokemon, you can put up to 5 on the bench. That bench is where your Pokemon get ready for battle. So let's say my Squirtle gets knocked out and gets put into the graveyard, then I would have a bench Pokemon ready to trade him. So, I don't have any Pokemon on my bench, so that's going to be a little bit sad. Okay, then you wait for your opponent to put all their cards down, the way I have, and then you flip a coin. I didn't bring a coin today because I'm playing against myself, so it doesn't matter whether I get heads or tails and get to go first or last because I'm making it up. So now, let's say I get to go first. I got tails and it landed on tails. And the next step, you grab 6 cards off your deck. And you don't get to look at these. They go into the prize pile, which is always to the left of you. Now, that is a little confusing, I understand. That's 6 cards you don't get to play with during the game, unless you beat one of their Pokemon. So, because we've already put up prize cards and I get to go first, I get to flip over my Pokemon. Alright, now I'm going to just play with my hand on the table, that way you can see what I have and what I'm choosing. Alright, now, remember there is 3 things you can do on each of your turns. You can always play a Pokemon, so I already played mine. You can always put Pokemon on the bench, and you can always place 1 energy. So I am going to place this 1 energy for my Squirtle. I like to put it underneath so I can read the attacking spells for Squirtle. And then you can always play any trainer cards except supporters. You can play 1 supporter each time, and I have 3 supporters, but I'm actually going to play how he lets me draw 3 cards. So once I use him, it goes into my discard pile, which is above my deck, and I get to draw 3 cards. All right, now, ooh, yay, I got more energies and another support character. Okay, so I can't do anything else because I don't have any regular trainer cards, just supporters, energies, I already played one, and I don't have any basic Pokemon to put on my bench. So the last and next step of your turn is attacking. Remember, once you attack, that is the end of your turn. Okay, so I personally like to turn my card so that I know that I attacked. It's just a thing I've learned from other games that I play, and not a lot of people actually turn their card. I like to because then I remember every step. So I'm going to attack my fake opponent for 10 points with Tackle. And we talked about this last week on what all these mean. I only needed a colorless energy, but I have a blue energy, so that works as well. And then my opponent will take 10 damage. And that is how you play the game. It's really, really simple. It's super easy. I don't have any GX cards, but if you have a GX card, they're a basic Pokemon actually, and they have special conditions. So usually if you use a GX move, you can only use it once ever, like during the whole time you play. And it does a lot of damage. It usually just knocks out a Pokemon. But if your GX Pokemon gets knocked out, your opponent gets to pick 3 prize cards. So if they knock out 2 of your GX Pokemon, they win the game. Speaking of winning the game, there is lots of ways to win and lose in Pokemon. So let's talk about how to win and lose. Okay, see how I don't have a Pokemon on my bench? I don't have a basic Pokemon on my bench at all. I just have my Squirtle. So let's say my Squirtle gets knocked out. Somebody does 70 damage and he gets knocked out. Both of these go to the discard pile. And I don't have any bench Pokemon, so I would lose. They would win. It would be that easy. Now, let's say I do have a bench Pokemon, and I actually take out their Pokemon. If I take out one of their Pokemon, I get a prize card. This is a Pidgeotto, by the way. And you win once you get the last prize card. So the best thing to do is just keep knocking out their Pokemon until you can pick up every prize card. That's it. You guys are amazing. I miss you. I would like to see what Pokemon decks you're playing with. If you're playing with anyone, let me know. There is an online version of this game if you don't have your own cards and you would like to compete against other people. It's completely free. It's called PokemonTCG.com. It is really awesome. I actually play on there a lot, and if you've been to club with me, you have also seen me play, and I've taught lots of people on there how to play, and it's really awesome. So this is actually one of our last Pokemon lessons. If you have any questions, I'll do another lesson. Otherwise, I'm going to start either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, and you can comment below and let me know which one you would like me to start. I can do both, and I'm really good at both. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for coming.